Welcome to Golden Routes, a channel that covers all sorts of routes from herbs and ores to leveling and questing. However, it isn't limited to just routes. You might also find some forced respawns or other methods of making gold here as well. So thanks for watching, and happy gold making. Hello gold farmers, welcome to another Golden Route trying video. Today we'll be taking a look at another one of my routes. This one is actually probably going to take my favorite one for a while just because of the amount of herbs that you get. It's not the amount of gold that I make from selling these herbs, it's the amount of herbs in general. I've not seen a route that yields this many herbs in BFA yet. Like, it's just by far the most amount. One thing I want to mention, and you guys hopefully should keep in mind, is the more herbs that you pick up, the longer the route will take to complete. So this route has an average of about 7 minutes. That's what it usually always came to. However, when I have a good lap, which a good lap averaged out to be about 200 to 230 herbs, it took my lap time up to about 9 to 10 minutes long. So it added a good 3 minutes almost onto each lap. So keep in mind those numbers I just mentioned. 200 to 230 was my average for a good lap. What makes a good lap is just no competition, or very, very little competition. I am not seeing any of questers or people running around here at the moment. We will get into the hotspots here in a minute. Although, I don't really want to give the yield per hour just because I don't like that. Not many people are going to stay here and farm for an hour straight, unless if you're a hardcore farmer and you're strictly after gold. A lot of what I am creating these routes for isn't actually necessarily for the gold itself, it's for the material. So as you can see, I have just materials stocked up in my bags. I don't typically like to sell them. I do like to try and turn them into something, although when I get overwhelmed and don't have enough time to get to it, I will just sell them on the auction house raw. Anyways, there's a couple of things I really want to mention about this route. One, this will probably change once people start catching on to it. There probably won't be as many herbs up where I am about to show you, so please keep all of that in mind. So what makes this route so great is one location in specific, and it is the one that I am at right now. It is the Corland. So I on average am finding well over 20 herbs here. As you can see, there are 6 up on my screen right now, and I'm not really sure which one to go for first. Usually when that happens, I look for anchorweed. If anchorweed is up, then I obviously go for that one first. I didn't check these just because I didn't really want to, but as you can see, there is an anchorweed here, and I probably should have looked just to make sure somebody else didn't already pick it up, and it has that chance of despawning. The problem with this location is there's so many mobs, and I think that's why there is as many herbs up here as there are, because nobody wants to pick up these herbs. But as you can see, the herbs just keep coming. If it's a star moss that's hard to find, I typically skip it, just because I'm wasting more time trying to look for it at that point than I am actually following the route and picking up herbs. And I'm actually really glad that there's as many herbs as there are right now on this route, or in this location, just because it shows the density of herbs that actually spawn here. One thing that I would really like to know is how good this location is with flying. So the flying will be obviously much easier. You won't have to worry about the mobs as much, um, which is a good thing. Like, I can only imagine how well this route will do if somebody flies. The yield should be up into the 300s per lap. Probably high 200s, low 300s, I'd have to say. And this is just based off of the yields I've been hearing from other people on my other routes that have flying. They've been commenting and letting me know what their yields are. So basing off of what I've been hearing from others, this should do really good for flyers. But please do keep in mind that this isn't a farmed route. So when people start farming it, then it will probably decrease the amount of herbs. Another thing to keep in mind though is how herbs and how urban ore spawns work in the game right now. So basically, if you farm one lap for 5 hours straight, you should start to see a decrease in the amount of herbs spawning. These herbs will then be replaced with other nodes that are outside of the route. So a good example is farm this route for 5 hours straight, and then you can farm this other route for another, or then you can go over to the popular route and farm it, and there should be more herbs up. Another thing that we're doing is we should be creating a forced respawn, because there will be enough people farming all of these nodes and enough people farming all of these nodes to create a forced respawn, which should allow for higher yields basically. Or at least higher yields with competition. Not necessarily just higher yields in general, but higher yields with competition. Anyways, on the low end of this route, I was seeing about 140 to 150 herbs per lap, which is an okay amount. I mean, it's the average amount that I've been seeing, so it's not necessarily a great route when there are people around. That will be all though, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more content.